From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big day here on Home LATE. Street and stimulus, I stand with Ukraine. As we go over the breaking news as MSC checks have landed. Yes, from third stimulus. We'll go over how to get those big checks. And fourth stimulus checks, you heard me right, are landing. $15,000 to $80,000. That's on top of those MSC checks that are paying viewers of this channel upwards of 1 year of checks, 2 years, 3 years, upwards of $2,000 a month. We'll go over the latest details about these big checks that Joe Biden sent out, and have now landed in people's bank accounts. But then we're going to go over the big SS-300, and then in the second half of this video, we'll be going over the latest details of what Vladimir Putin has teed up. 6 stimulus, oil, wheat, grain, China, and the biggest stimulus package you've ever seen in the history of this channel. But in a new twist, in a new recording, just for at least today, I'm going to do something totally different. For the first time on LA, I'm going to do a slowed down, no-nonsense recording in this recording, where I go over every single check that is available to you. I'm going to make it plain and simple, and I'm also going to give a lot of tough love, because a lot of viewers have now woken up and have understood that viewers are getting MSCs in their hands, and they're woken up and realizing viewers are getting 4 stimulus checks in their hands, and they want them. But are they listening? As one viewer said last night at Evenings LA, our primetime hit show at 5 o'clock, you're a great teacher, LA. I'm going to show you how to learn as a student in today's recording. And I'll be jumping in the live chat and answering your questions on all these incredible monies. Yes, third stimulus MSC checks have landed. 4 stimulus checks have now landed as well, $15,000 to $80,000. And what are the other checks? I'm going to slow it down like you've never seen it explained. It's a big, unique broadcast for the first time on this channel of Home and Street and Stimulus. The details you want to know, the big checks you want to get, it all starts right now as Home, Street and Stimulus Edition gets underway from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are good. And if you're watching me on prime time, hope your evening is going great. We're going to do something different today. For the first time on this recording, we're going to go over each check slower with no graphics. You're seeing a little bit of graphics right now, but that will be about it. We're going to go right into each of these checks one at a time. I'm going to give you some tough love. We're going to go over some learning. Get your pen and paper ready. If you don't have a pen and paper, you're going to get a loss. Let's get right to it with third stimulus MSC checks going out. They've landed. Viewers have gotten. 4 stimulus checks landed. Viewers have gotten $15,000 to $80,000. 6 stimulus going to cover it in this recording. The Build Back Better Act going to be covered. CR for stimulus also going to be covered. And SS-300. I know that is a lot. That is why I'm doing a different recording today. No graphics, no fancy. Let's start with the basics. First, understand what you're watching. You're watching a channel that has gotten people fortunes of money since day one by showing you how to get things. The important part of that sentence is get things. The ability to stand by a mailbox, I'm not teaching on this channel. The ability to hold out your hand and hope that a check lands in there, I'm not helping you on this channel for that. That's not what this channel's for. Let me give you an insight of what the production studio, the set looks like. This is what I have on set. It's every stimulus package separated. Every day a new element of news put on top. I put it in order, and I deliver it to you. It's a lot of information. And so when you watch, you want to have a pen and paper ready to take notes, because every time you miss something, it's a check you're missing. Let's start with where we are right now for March 22nd, 2022. What is paying out and being received right now? At the moment, being paid out right now is those MSC checks of third stimulus. I'm going to give you an overview, and then we'll go over each of them one at a time. The other thing that's being paid out, 4 stimulus checks, $15,000 to $80,000. And then what would be next? What is likely to be next is SS-300 and 6 stimulus potentially at the same time. Now, what is also being paid out right now? CR for stimulus, county stimulus, which I don't cover in this channel. More about that in a second. What is also potentially in the horizon? CR for stimulus, new round for Joe Biden coming up in a second. And then what out further in the horizon? Build Back Better Act further in the horizon, and fifth stimulus for my seniors and disabilities, for that reform of the system further around the horizon. So now that we've separated out what's happening now and what's further out, let's go over first what's happening now. It's third stimulus MSCs and fourth stimulus checks. Now, I know what goes on. I know what the universe is out there. And it took, an act of pushing to help viewers of this channel really understand. Ignore the chatter elsewhere. Ignore what you hear elsewhere. I'm here, and I'm getting you checks. And viewers have really learned by watching other viewers. Suddenly, when they watched Evenings LA in prime time at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, last night, the night before that, and they see people getting MSC checks, they realize, wait a second, I gotta get these checks. What's going on here? Where do I get these checks? They see people getting fourth stimulus checks, $15,000 to $80,000. They say, wait a second, I want those checks. So I think we're beyond the convincing people to go get the money. I think we're beyond that. So the question is, how do you get them? Let's go over each of them one at a time. First, third stimulus MSC. What is it? Third stimulus MSC is not Build Back Better MSC. When we usually talk about Build Back Better with those three clusters and those three add-ons, and you always see the last add-on, MSC, and the graphic comes across the screen, that's referring to the Build Back Better, the fourth stimulus bill. Remember, a bill is in Congress. Remember all those negotiations and when are they calling the vote? That is Build Back Better. This MSC, when I say third stimulus, not fourth stimulus, third stimulus MSC is before it. It's law. It is not fourth stimulus MSC. So let's separate them out. Fourth stimulus MSC, horizon out there, not this week, not today. Third stimulus, been a law now for a year and a half, and now paying to the viewers of this channel monthly stimulus checks. So let's go over what it is, how much it is. Third stimulus MSC is for renters and homeowners. So if you rent or you own a home, you can get it. If you're homeless, unfortunately, you can't get it. I don't have anything for this for you, but there is homeless assistance across the board. But this is for people who rent or own a home. So it's virtually every view of this channel. As Russell joined as a Purple Hawk last night, so proud for him. He said, is this for renters? It is, Russell. So there you go. Go get it. And Sandy sent me a beautiful message to me a few minutes ago. Say, hey, I'm ready to pounce after all this time. Really great. So let's go over what this third stimulus MSC is. It is what we have covered on this channel for a year and a half. April 20th, 2022 will be our 2-year anniversary. And this is the rent, the utilities, the mortgage assistance, and the utility bills and anything like that, which I've covered on this channel since December 2020. Why did it suddenly become an MSC? It surprised me, because I had always told viewers it pays about 3 to 5 months. It takes about 3 to 5 months of these items. 3 to 5 months for the gas bill, 3 to 5 months for the rent bill. That was just less than a week ago. It suddenly morphed, changed into an MSC, a monthly stimulus check, because suddenly out of nowhere, the viewership of this channel, the membership of this channel, did even better. They said, you know what? 3 to 5 months, I'll get it for a year. I'll get it for 2 years. I'll get it for 3 years. I'll get it for 4 years. Yes, you'll see on Evenings LA tonight that the membership of this channel is now getting these checks, these third stimulus checks, for at least a year. And they're getting more than Congress was ever going to give you. They're getting $1,500 of 12 checks over 12 months. In some viewers' cases, they're getting 2 years or 3 years of checks. The membership of this channel is where the successes are coming in, but you don't have to become a member, because I feature all the details of this in the recordings, including this one in just a second. So where do you get these MSC checks? Now let's pause for a second. Let's do a tough love moment right here. When I tell you something, I want you to do exactly what I do. I don't want you to do a version of it. So I'm about to show you a graphic, and the graphic says reach out to 6 places. Now, this graphic is not new. The message of the graphic is not new. I've been saying it for a year and a half, reach out to 6 places. And still yet to this day, people reach out to 1 place and say they got to know. I'm going to repeat what I used to say a lot. You want to know, because with every no, there's a yes. If you don't make 6 to 12 phone calls, or I should correct myself, 6 to 15 phone calls, you're not making the effort. You haven't done it right. If you make 1 phone call and stop, you've done it wrong. And ultimately, I can't help someone that doesn't want to learn. Again, if you make 1 phone call and get a no and you stop, you have not listened, because I made it in every single recording for nearly a year and a half. Let's take a step back. I'm going to give you an example. When unemployment assistance was very important for millions of Americans who became unemployed for the first time in their life, I made PUA unemployment videos. I was the first one to make those videos. And I said, you got to get the application on file. I showed them how to do it. And then when you're approved, you have to go back and certify for benefits every week. You have to do something every week to get that check for every week. Needless to say, I had a lot of viewers who said, I got the application approved. Why am I not getting checks? I said, because there was another part of the recording you didn't listen to or take notes. You have to certify every week. Not following what's covered in this video will get you nothing. I'm going to make it very clear. Not following the video is going to get you nothing. And not following is not, I don't understand. It means you're not listening. Defaulting and reach out to the volunteers to do it for you ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna do something for you when you could have done it for yourself. So you want to reach out to 6 places. Let's do it here. 6 places. You got to reach out to at least the 6 places. If you reach out to 1, you know you're not listening, because I just said you don't reach out to 1, you reach out to 6. In fact, I have the membership of this channel in the live chats office saying, did you reach out to the 6? And they actually repeat back the lines I say. And the person says, no, I reach out to 1. So you got to reach out to at least 6. For many months, I featured Johnny on this channel who reached out to 15, because you can keep on reaching out. And remember, if you're a member, you also reach out to the nonprofits. So it's actually more than 6. Let's go over the 6 places right now. Your city hall, your city house authority. Your county hall, your county house authority. Your state hall and your state house authority. There's a graphic for it. I show it every day in every video. That's the 6 you must reach out to. Then you want to reach out to the nonprofits. If you're a member, get that membership newsletter, open it up and look at it. And it features about 5 nonprofits. So that is 5 plus 6, 11 places you want to reach out to. And that's how you get the checks. In the last 24 hours, I've got messages to say, can you send me the link to get the MSCs? Where did I say there was a link for an MSC? Can you send me the application so I get that MSC? Where did I say there's an application for the MSC? It troubles me when people say that. Either they did not listen, or they know that they're not listening and they think there's a shortcut. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut in getting big sums of money. Let's take a step back. Third stimulus, when it became law, had a $14 stimulus check. But my viewers got $45,000 because they listened and got the big money in these packages. If you want this amount of money, you could just do nothing. And you want to get this type of money, you follow the videos. All right, let's go into those MSCs. So you reach out to those 6 places. And while I used to say get around 3 to 5 months, the viewers of this channel is getting over a year. The average viewer of this channel is now getting 1 year of these checks. And the average payout is about $1,500, because a lot of people have $1,500, $1,000 or $1,500 in rent and utilities. Very simple across the board. And so how do you do this? Reach out to all 6 places. Say you need rent assistance because of COVID, utility assistance because of COVID, and pounds. Now, period. End of paragraph. Book is closed, right? No. I just told you how to do it. And despite how I just told you to do it, there will ultimately be a person who would jump in the live chat and say, yeah, but I got 16 things to add to that. Now let's do this. Let's say you are in the live chat and see that person saying, zone it out, because they're 100% categorically incorrect, and they're hurting you. They're either deliberately or accidentally hurting you. I'll tell you why. Because every time they post incorrect information, you read it and you think it's true, and then you don't get money. You see someone say, in order to get utilities, you need to go get the Slurpee from the local 7-Eleven and drink it very quickly. No, that's not a requirement. Why did you buy into that story that someone posted in the live chat? Now, if you are a person who's posting that live chat, don't do it. There's nothing worse than being a member and then being banned from the channel because suddenly you're a member and you're not getting any member benefits. It will happen. Trust me. So that's what's important to understand. Do not rely upon false information. Now, if you are that person who wants to add other things to what I say, good. You ain't gonna get money. I can't help you. I can't help you if you subtly insert something into what I just said. For example, last night I had a member who was very nice about it. She was very, very kind about it. She said something about this for the third time in 3 days. And I said, please, this is the third time in 3 days you've done that. Do it one more time, I'm banning you. But moreover, you're hurting someone else. She didn't understand it. And she said, I'm sorry. Guess what happened? Two people in the live chat saw what she wrote, that there was another requirement, which there wasn't. And then they suddenly had this flurry of questions. Oh my God, how do I do that thing? How do I do that other thing? How do I do that other thing? And then she saw it happen. The person who had said the wrong thing, she said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I see what I'm doing. I'm posting wrong information and I'm sending people down a rabbit hole, doing things they didn't have to do. It was horrible. And she saw it firsthand. And of course, she apologized and she was forgiven. So don't do it. And if you do it yourself, good luck. You ain't getting any money. I can't help you. If you sit back and suddenly insert other things that I don't say, it's wrong. And I'm going to let you go with it because guess what? At the end of the day, you're not going to get any money because it's not the way you do it. All right, let's now turn to third stimulus MSC versus fourth stimulus MSC. I got in some questions about that. Third stimulus MSC is what we just went over. Fourth stimulus MSC is to be added to the Build Back Better Act bill. It's a bill. It's not a law. Third stimulus is law. Fourth stimulus is not a law. That's that thing where Joe Manchin and Joe and Mitch and all those people negotiating for a year. That's fourth stimulus. That's the fourth stimulus. Is it law? No. Is it paying out yet? No. It's not law yet. Third stimulus MSCs are paying out. Fourth stimulus MSCs are not paying out. If you want to wait for fourth stimulus MSCs, good. Just wait. But my viewers don't wait. They pounce and get big sums of money. The fourth stimulus MSC is different. When I say fourth stimulus IRS MSC checks, yes, that's the one that the legislators represent would go out from IRS. Why should you not wait? Because it's a proposal of a law. It's not law until it's law. So why would you wait for something that isn't paying out when you can get something that is paid out? All right, that is third stimulus MSC. Now, let's turn to the other thing that's paying out right now. It's fourth stimulus. Sound confusing? I'm going to simplify it. Fourth stimulus, which we just mentioned, the Build Back Better Act, is a bill, not a law. The vote has not happened. And until the vote happens, you can't get paid a penny. Now, this fourth stimulus checks that have now landed is an add-on, an ancillary piece of legislation that, not even legislation, you should not use that word, ancillary piece of law that the president made law 3 Fridays ago. Notice the subject in the sentence. The president, not Congress. The president, by his own decree, made this law 3 Fridays ago. And it pays out $15,000 to $80,000. So let's slow down and compare. Fourth stimulus, Build Back Better Act. A bill, not law yet. Okay? That is where all those clusters are, the 3 clusters, the 3 add-ons. This is law. It was done by the president, not by Congress 3 weeks ago. And how much does it pay? $15,000 to $80,000. It's enormous. Has anyone been paid? Yes. Has anyone gotten their applications approved and says they're about to be paid? Yes. How much are people getting paid? So far, viewers have been getting on the high end of the $15,000 to $80,000, towards the $60,000 to $80,000 or at the $80,000. And then what about the applications? You put the application in, it says approved. They're just ready to get funded. It's absolutely incredible. So this is for homeowners and for people who make the same income level as a third stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 less, you can get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, you can get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, veterans benefits, you can get it as well. What do? You become a member. The membership link is at the top of the chat and under the pinned comment. And you get that membership newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. In the membership newsletter, you'll open it up and go down there and you'll see the full name. It's longer than the homeowner's grant. It's a longer name. It'll have the description. It'll have the payout, which we just went over, 15 to 80,000. It'll go over what it pays for. Then it'll go over the more about the program, so you know. And then it'll have in there the link that sends you right in to apply for the money. The link is important because you go right in and apply. It's first come, first serve. Let's go over the details. First, it's a grant, meaning you don't have to repay it. It's not a loan, so there's no credit check. It's not income, so it doesn't qualify you for benefits. And it's first come, first serve. It's first come, first serve. It's been live now for 3 weeks and 1 day. So let's go over what's happening with this. Same thing that happened with that viewer last night. She did it also for Forced Stimulus, unfortunately. She's now apologized. In the case of Forced Stimulus, she was in the live chat as a member, believe it or not, and saying, you know what? There's another requirement. Don't put your application file until you do this other requirement. You know how harmful that is? First, someone is not getting an application on file, so they're letting hundreds of people in their state, or thousands per day, get in front of them. Awful. And then telling someone that there's another requirement that they're never going to fulfill and they're never going to get the application on file. Awful. Awful. So between the newsletter and the website you go to apply, don't listen to anything else. Now, let me step back a notch. I don't know why, and I don't know to this day why, that some people need to talk everything to death. Why do you have to talk it to death? Get the application on file. Don't call your niece. Don't call the taco stand. Don't call the dentist. Don't call the sorcerer. Don't call the pinata maker. What do you think? Should I apply? Get the application on file, folks. Get the application on file. Stop asking questions every time that someone says, I called a number. I just want to take a double Advil. Why did you call someone up? I called them up and they said, oh, Lord. Trust me, if you called someone up, you called the wrong you called about the wrong grant. That's the first thing, because they ain't taking your phone call. So if you got someone on the phone, congrats, you did the wrong thing. Number two, if you are waiting to get the application on file, guess what? They'll run out of money because you've been waiting. So don't do that. I don't know why people do that. Number three, people who just think that they know something that no one else knows. It's a mystery. I'm telling you, it's not a Clancy novel here, folks. If I tell you what it is, and you go to the website and it says apply, then apply. Don't insert some romance novel mystery element to the equation. I heard that maybe you shouldn't unless, of course, and the sky's blue moon, lunar eclipse, then apply. Oh my goodness, stop it. Please stop it. Just get the application on file. Now, let's go over the importance of the membership newsletter. In that membership newsletter, you go down, and that membership newsletter is for members. Let's go over a membership newsletter in just a second. First, what is a member? A member is the person who's in the live chat that has an emoji of a purple hawk behind their name. I thought that's sort of obvious. I thought that was sort of obvious. Who's a member, not a member? They have a purple hawk behind their name. I thought that was just like emoji. No, they're a member. Now, if you're not a member, the link's at the top of the chat, the pinned comment. I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. I'm going to say this in the nicest way I can. For everyone who's faking membership, God bless you. You're horrible. There's some people who think they can fake membership. To me, to the volunteers, to the fellow viewers, that's just awful. We don't have time for that here. So there's membership and there's not membership. And the YouTube alerts is not the LALATE alerts. When I say the membership newsletter sent by the YouTube alerts, and you get an alert from a domain called LALATE.com, it's clearly not coming from YouTube. So why do you think it's a YouTube alert? It's not. And when I said the membership newsletter comes out Monday through Friday, why am I getting messages from people saying, I didn't get it on Saturday and Sunday? Because I said it comes Monday through Friday. And when I say it comes out at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, why are people asking me at 6:15? Why is it not there? I don't know. I don't know. So to ensure that you get the membership newsletter, and I've never made this recording before, so let me explain it to you right now. First, you want to make sure that your YouTube alerts are turned on. Most people already have them on. That's why I've never made the recording, but let's go over this. At the front of the page, the youtube.com/LA, you're going to see on the right side a bell. You hit the bell so that it says subscribed to all. subscribe or set to all alerts. If you set it to personalize alerts, let's say, for example, I have some pop singers. I follow their YouTube accounts. I do not get alert every time they post themselves at the Oscar parties. I don't get alerts about that. That's personalized, meaning I will not get alert when they go to the Oscars. If I have it set to all alerts, then if they're making out with someone on the red carpet, I will get alert. Not that I wanted to. So that's why I don't have it set to all alerts for them. You want to make sure that the alerts for this channel are set to all alerts. Go to the top the bell at the front of this channel and make sure it's set to all alerts. Now, if you got an alert about this video, you're good. You got an alert that said, hi, it's playing. And when I mean alert, from YouTube, not from LALATE. Now, let's go over that newsletter in general. The newsletter, at the top of the newsletter, first has the date, then it has the oil and gas, the wheat, the grain prices today, the corn prices, and then it has the price of gasoline at the pump. If you see that, you got it. You got the newsletter. If you have opened up something and it says a purple background, has a purple background, has a blue color, has all these beautiful colors on it. Guess what? It's not from YouTube. They don't have colors in their alerts where it says something like click here, and you click and you get a monkey. Guess what? If you get a monkey, means you're not a member. Monkeys mean you're not a member. Now let's make something very clear, and I want this very, very clear to you right now, is that we've had a lot of success stories on this channel from day one to yesterday. And when I featured the big success stories on this channel in the recent days, it's important to understand that Olivia Summers, 48 months of MSC checks. Olivia Summers, $150,000. And then all the other credible stories like Bean yesterday, who got $16,000 for just 8 months. And the countless other viewers, 10 months, 12 months, 24 months of checks. A lot of them, when we talk about the MSCs, they're not members. They just listen really well. If you listen really well, you can get it. So for anyone who says that only members get the money, no, Olivia wasn't a member and she got $150,000 because she listened. She got a pen, she got a paper, and she took notes when I went over those items. That is your forced stimulus recall. That is your forced stimulus, $80,000 of checks. Let's go over that chart, which I have, that map, which I've not shown too much. And last time on Evenings LA, I said, why I'm not showing this map anymore. The problem with this map is it may dissuade you from applying, because you see a color and you're like, oh, the color, oh, I'm not going to apply. I'm pink, I'm gray, I'll wait it out. No. You apply right today. First problem with there's a lot of problems with the map. First of all, it's not live updated. So the map may be outdated by a week, and then suddenly, guess what? Over the last 7 days, 20,000 people in your state applied before you. That's the first thing. Second, you look at the map and you sort of think too much about it. It's gray, it's blue. Just click the link. Open the membership newsletter, go right to the website for you. Click the link and it will send you to your state. And if it says I'm accepting the application, put it in. Don't wait a second. Do not wait a second. There you go. We're going to go over more about these checks in the second half. And then we're going to turn to SS300, CR for stimulus, CR for stimulus 2.0, CR for stimulus 3.0, 6 stimulus, and that and more. More checks, and also the latest on Ukraine and how it impacts your checks at home. It's a big recording, and also in the second half, I'll be answering your questions in the live chat. I'll be looking at them during the commercial break. But first, if you have questions, if you need assistance on getting these sums of money, and you've tried to get it first, here's a little bit about the community page that is here to help you. I'll see you back in 60 seconds at the special edition of Home Continues. But first, during the commercial break, make sure you sign up for membership. See you back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more.
Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in a big special edition of Home LA. I'll be answering your questions later in this video, and so jump in the live chat as Jose had a great question during the commercial break. I'll be answering his question as well. Lots of great questions. In the second half, we're going to go over more of these checks, and this is a different video than usually seen if you're just joining the live chat. In this recording, I'm slowing things down because I've seen some great questions, and I also want to give some tough love. All right, we left off before the commercial break with third stimulus, those MSC checks that you can get by reaching out to at least 6 places, but more. And then fourth stimulus checks. Let me go over 2 things to understand about both of them. Is that never take no as a end game. In the case of third stimulus, remember, you're going to reach out to at least 6 places, but maybe 15 places. So you may have 50% no answers. In the case of fourth stimulus, let me go over Jose's question during the commercial break. He said that he went to, and he's a member, by the way, he said he went to his state's website, and it says it's currently closed. He says he's refreshing on the hour. So let's go over that. A couple things to know. First, if you're a member and you become a member, you got the newsletter, you click the link, then you went to your state, and it says something like not accepting new applications or the website's maybe down because of an outage, then great question. You do want to do what Jose did. Refresh, because maybe it's getting changed. Now, in the case of Jose's state, it's very fascinating because the very first recording I made about this subject matter 3 weeks ago was that state was not supposed to have this money. Then suddenly it did have the money. Now Jose is reporting that maybe the website is no longer accepting the money. Here's what you need to know, is that every state was given the money, and certain states may run out of the money faster than others. Now, again, I'm going to repeat, every state has the money. Now, while I wanted to go over Jose's example, I also want to use this as a teaching experience for you. Why? I've had people who say, in my state, the money is only for this item. It's 100% wrong. It's 100% wrong. It's, again, wrong, false information. Number 2, in my state, they're not offering it. Wrong. Every state is offering it. Now, remember, the states will run out of money. I mean, it's not an endless money pool. They will run out of money. We're 3 weeks and 1 day into the program. Number 4, in my state, you have to, and this is where people sort of insert these requirements that are generally 99.99% wrong. Why are they wrong? Because they found the wrong program. Sometimes they're not members, and they went to another program that sounds like this. Or they picked up the phone, they called someone, and it was not this program. It was something else. And that something else they think is this. And then they said, oh. And they repeat in the live chat, and then everyone gets confused. Let me give you one of the wrong examples, because it's very important for you to know. Do you have to be behind on your bills to get third stimulus MSC checks that I just went over? No. Do you have to be behind on your bills to get fourth stimulus, $15,000 to $80,000 homeowner grant that I just went over? No. And so if anyone writes something in the live chat, ignore it. If they want to do that to themselves, good. They're not going to get money. Here's what I said in a recent video, I think it was maybe last weekend, that there's some people that have this nuance, that they want to say no to everything. That no, I called up someone, they said no. I called this other person, they said no. I called my sister, she said no. I called my brother, my ex-husband said no. I went on this date with this girl, she said no. They just love hearing no. It's just, hey, if you want to hear no, you got to get no money. It's just that simple. If you love hearing no, you're going to get no money. Let's be frank, the money's there. If you want it, you can get it. All right, let's go over the other items, the other stimulus packages right now. Build Back Better. I know that people always ask this question. So does that mean we're not going to get this other stimulus package because they're doing this one? No. Again, that's the no syndrome. Just because $15,000 to $80,000 of these checks have gone out doesn't mean the entire landscape of everything else is wiped out. That's not how it works. So don't think that something else is not happening. In fact, I'm saying it's happening. So why would you ask that question? But let's go over Build Back Better. It will happen. It's not the next thing right in front of us. It's the thing that would happen later on the horizon. Do I think you should wait around and twiddle your thumbs until Build Back Better becomes law and get none of these other checks that are available under third and fourth right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is what I teach you not to do. We're all about financial independence on this channel. You know, a wad of cash is a wad of cash. And if I can get you a lot of it, get it today. Don't sit back for Build Back Better and then suddenly it gets watered down and it gives you 12 cents. It's like, oh, Build Back Better only got my 12 cents and I could have gotten all this money from third and fourth back in March when he told me to do it. Yeah, don't wait for something else. If it happens, you get it on top of this. None of these things preclude you from getting something else. Next, CR for stimulus. Boy, this one confuses me. CR for stimulus went to a finality, the March 2022 CR for stimulus went to finality 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I said it's done. It passed. It's law. And yet I still see people posting messages, repurpose the $1.5 trillion of discretionary funds in the CR for a stimulus check. Folks, I've made that recording for 2 weeks now. It's done. It's gone. It didn't happen. They did not get a $2,000 stimulus check. The $1.5 trillion discretionary funds has been used up. That's gone. Poof. Now, it got county stimulus in there. Do I have opportunity to record on everyone's county? No. You know how many counties there are in the United States? Lots. There are lots of counties. I have no ability to record about your counties. So I'm sorry. They got county stimulus in there. Now, Joe Biden is coming back for another opportunity. Why? Because there's a subvariant of Omicron in China that's now been landing in the United States. Confirmed here. And he wanted money for COVID. He did not get in the CR. So he's going to do another spending bill. Do I think it's going to become a law? I don't know his path to this. So how he's going to get to the end result. So he's going to make another attempt at this, and there's always another attempt to get a check in there. But do we have the bill yet? No, we don't have the bill. SS 300. This is really one of the most important things. If there was anything you should advocate for, this is what I would spend every waking breath to advocate for. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, this is huge. Why is it so huge? Because one, it's right now. Two, time is of the essence. Three, it was promised as it was promised on the campaign trail, and it was put into his presidential platform at JoeBiden.com. It's not like we're picking out of the sky. It's to swap your COLA for inflation as your benchmark. Your benefits every December. Let me go over what we're talking about. Every December, your benefits are reassessed for next year. They're reassessed based upon a benchmark. It's currently COLA. COLA doesn't work generally because it's generally flat, meaning this year you got $100, next year you get $100. The year after that, $100. And you could go to the supermarket, prices going up. Why is that not working? It doesn't work because COLA doesn't work. So they want to swap out, Joe wants to swap out COLA for inflation. Inflation works. Inflation's at its highest price point of a generation, 8% in December, 8% in January. There's a problem. The problem is that we can't have prolonged heightened inflation. And this guy whose job is to reduce inflation, his name is Jay Powell. That is the part of the recordings where I always refer to, the head of the Federal Reserve. And the Fed head, Jay Powell, needs to reduce inflation. What does he do? He has those FOMC meetings, these meetings between his governors once a month to reduce inflation. How? By raising interest rates. Now, you don't have to necessarily understand everything that he does. It may be too complicated for you. All you have to know is that if he's making a move faster to reduce inflation, then suddenly your 8% inflation days are disappearing faster than you and I thought they would be around. We got 8% inflation right now. How fast is it going to go away? A week? A month? 6 months? The Jay Powell comments at Feature Tonight on 80s LALATE shows that he may do something more aggressively next month than he said he was going to do last week. So they could be going away faster than thought. Faster means a lower inflation rate. 6% inflation versus 8, what's the difference? If we swap COLA for inflation right now, your benefits would go up about $200 a month right now. 6% inflation, well, that's not $200 a month. That's $175. 5% inflation, $150. 4% inflation, $100. 2%, 1% inflation, $55 more per month. You want $200 more per month, not $55 more per month. So this is where I really spend my waking breath on social media campaigns. Hashtag Joe make the call. Why would he not do it? I don't know a reason why he wouldn't do it. All right, now let's turn to six stimulus. Six stimulus, I love the members of this channel because I've seen less of this, again, comment that shows that someone's not listening. When is someone not listening when we talk about six stimulus? You know the line. You know the line. Why are we talking about six when the fifth hasn't paid out? Or the fourth, or the third, or the fifth? Oh, I can only make that statement so many times. I use a numbering system on this channel. It does not mean that the first one has to finish before the other one finishes. You could still be paid out potentially from a third stimulus, through the end of this year. And yet fifth stimulus may never start up. Fifth stimulus is for Social Security recipients to reform the system. Sixth stimulus is because of Putin. Fourth stimulus, we just went over, Build Back Better, and that add-on that's paying out. So third and fourth is paying out right now. Sixth will be happening the soonest of everything else. So what do I think is fastest on the horizon? I really do think that third and fourth and sixth stimulus will happen the fastest together. Sixth stimulus is about April. We're watching for that Macron election in France. He's the president of France. If he's reelected, it looks really good for the sixth stimulus. Moreover, we're watching what happens in Brussels on Thursday and Friday. The president's in Brussels to talk about the sixth stimulus package. He is not going to say sixth stimulus package. That's the name and nomenclature of this channel. He's going to talk about economic reform. He's going to talk about oil and wheat. He's going to talk about the items. He's not going to use the same verbiage that I use because he's from Delaware. I'm not. So you're not going to see the exact same language. Third, and then SS300, I think it would be really about the same time. I think SS300 really had to kick in April. I mean, we really needed it in April. I think in May we get a little problematic. There's a lot of news reports this morning saying, well, I think we're fine for interest with Jay Powell from April. But May, oh boy, everyone's biting their fingernails for May. So that is where we are on that front. And then with that, six stimulus, what would it be? It would be a major stimulus package. It would really, it's still formulated. It would involve providing stimulus relief to citizens, but also stabilizing parts of the economy, like the farming industry for the wheat and the grain covered on tonight's evening's LA broadcast in prime time. Stabilizing the oil shortage, which I think is being done. You're going to see that breaking news tonight as well. Stabilizing the banking industry because you don't want your banks to go under, and stabilizing your wallet because you cannot afford $6. Like, Alan. That was the lead story in the local news here in Los Angeles. $6 a gallon for gasoline. You cannot afford it long term. You can afford it maybe for a week. You can't afford it into May. Remember, if it's still there in May, which is just around the corner, we're going to recession. So with that, let me jump in the live chat and see some of your questions. I loved Jose's question before about his state and that six stimulus package. If you have questions now about any of these stimulus packages, jump in the live chat and post your comment. Let me jump in there with you right now if you have questions about any particular package. Linda says, hey, hello, everybody from Mississippi. How are you? And there is Lorraine says, I can't believe the price of gallon. It's $5. You know what, Lorraine, the news anchor here said in California, he said, I would just die for $5 a gallon. That's the lead story because 6 is horrible. 5 is better. Absolutely happening. Owen, why do you say the headline says that forced stimulus checks are going out when it isn't going to happen? So this is what you do as a viewership of this channel. Let's use Owen, who's in the live chat, Owen Wadley, who's an example of what you do. Let me jump back on air. So he says, why do you say the title that forced stimulus checks have gone out? Because they have gone out. They have gone out. And you're going to see them at prime time on Evenings LA tonight. Viewers have gotten it. $63,000 of forced stimulus checks have gone out. Have you gotten it? You haven't. Oh, no. Good luck. Yeah, that's why you have to sort of take that comment and zone it out. You're going to see in prime time tonight that one viewer has gotten $63,000 from this $15,000 to $80,000 of programs of forced stimulus checks. And you're going to see countless other viewers who've gotten their applications approved, and they're getting paid in the next few days. $15,000 to $80,000 of forced stimulus checks have gone out, and viewers have actually gotten them in their hand. It's not like they're going in the mail or they're heading out. They've actually gotten them in their hand. So when you see someone like that on the live chat, just sort of zone it out, because this is a person who doesn't want to learn and simply just sort of wants to not have you apply. I think the only way you can say this is someone that doesn't want you to go get your money. I'm not here to rationalize why someone would ever say that, but it's sort of hilarious because we're now 3 weeks into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who have gotten these four stimulus checks that are viewers of this channel and not viewers of this channel across the country in every state of the country. And they're going to hold that check and look at that person and sort of laugh because they got their check and that person just didn't want to understand. Here, let's see some more questions. They're talking about banana bread. It's always about banana bread in the live chats. We should get a scooter that goes 100 miles an hour. Yeah, let me use a scooter as an example. I had someone early this year who said, so that Build Back Better where has money for an electric car, can I use that for electric scooter? That's why I always think, when did I say scooter? I said car. Don't take the language as something, sort of take it as another version. Great question. Let's look at some more of the questions. So, in the case of if Jose, so if you're going to if you're a member, you open the newsletter, you click the link, you went to your state, and for whatever reason the state says not accepting the application today, or the website is down, or there's an outage, or the applications are filled, then do what you're doing. Refresh. Also look at the graph. Also look at the map. Let's show the map. Now, again, the map is not live updated, so the map may be delayed. The map is generated by the U.S. government, so they're getting the data from the states, and the states may be late in the data. So here you look at the states, and Jose's state is there. It's teal, and Jose's state is teal. That means when this map was generated, which was a few days ago, teal meant the state was receiving applications and paying on the applications. California, Florida, Texas, teal mean receiving the application, paying on the application. Again, if your state is pink in this map, don't dissuade you from applying. Why? Because in case of pink, they're accepting the applications, and you don't want to wait. And if you're gray on this map, that shouldn't dissuade you as well, because it may be gray then and it may be pink now. As Jose said, refresh. Absolutely refresh the page across the board. So there you go. What a big recording it has been. What I want you to know is that I take big pride in everyone who says, thank you, LALATE. You're a great teacher. You take real time and effort to educate people. And that's what I really try to do. And I want to end with an example. This is part of the course of an example of what is happening in this recording. When you do these things, you have to really follow the instruction. And if you go off of the instruction, you could be lost. The videos that put this channel on the map a year and a half ago were videos in which I had an expression I invented called the vortex. What was the vortex? These were a series of people who had applied for the EIDL grant and EIDL loan on two respective days. They just applied on two respective days. Guess what? I went over their applications. They were fine. They were fine. They were stuck in what I call the Bermuda Triangle of the vortex. And I said there's a way to get them unstuck. And I say the way to get them unstuck is call SBA every single day, 5, 10, 12 times a day to get them unstuck. Guess what they did? They did that. They called 5 to 10, 12 times a day, every single day to get their applications unstuck, and they got them unstuck. Not overnight, but it took a little bit of time, but we got them unstuck. First, we had to figure out why they were not getting paid and everyone else after them was getting paid. Second, we had to figure out how to get them unstuck. Here's another thing I want to show you, was that when we were doing those early applications, the reason why this channel took off was because I realized, wait a second, people may have made a mistake when doing their applications. Let me figure out what the mistakes were. And so I learned from the viewers. Here are the examples. People were asked to insert their routing number of the checking account. They put in the account number, not the routing number. So they inverted it. Or they chose small business and not self-employed. So like they were an Uber Lyft driver and they put small business. They're not small business. They're self-employed. Small business is like if you're corp or an LLC. So they got very, very simple things wrong. And guess what? When you do something wrong, you don't get paid. Join me next on Afternoons LA, the 1 o'clock edition. Then we got a brand new Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. And with that, thank you for all your incredible questions and comments. Membership newsletter comes out tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. PM Pacific Standard Time. That is on the West Coast. Monday through Friday. That's Monday through Friday. And it's sent via the YouTube alert system, not the LALATE alert system, Monday through Friday. So become a member today, get that incredible membership newsletter, and I'll see you next at 1 o'clock if you're watching this live on air. Otherwise, I'll watch you. Join me next on Evenings Extra if you're watching this in prime time. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay here throughout the day, and stay with LALATE for more.